will start our video with a new chapter, Rebels and the Raj. Okay, the revolt of 1857 and its representations. So, if we talk about the revolt of 1857, it is regarded as the first war of independence and the Sepoy mutiny. So, why it is regarded as the first war of independence? So, for the first time in history, the Indian, irrespective of their religion and caste, they fought together as against the colonial rule. And when we talk about the revolt of 1857, was initiated by sepoys of the company or the soldiers of the company, which arouses the accumulated grievances of the people against the company administration and of the dislike against foreign regime. So let us talk about the very important incident that took place on 10th May 1857. So late in the afternoon of 10th May 1857, the sepoy in the cantonment of Meerut broke out into mutiny. So when we talk about mutiny, it's a collective disobedience of rules and regulations within the armed force. So you can see here the sepoy in the cantonment of Meerut, they broke down in mutiny. The agitations began from infantry and spread very swiftly to cavalry and then to the city. Then you can see the ordinary people of the town and the surrounding villages, they joined the sepoys. Okay, the sepoy captured the bell of arms. So what is this bell of arms? It is a storeroom in which weapons are kept. Okay, so you can see where the arms and ammunitions, okay, were kept, and they move to attack to the white people, okay, and to causing damage to the buildings and the bungalows and the properties. So here you see the government buildings, the record office, the jail, the court, the post office, the treasury, etc. were destroyed and plundered. The telegraphy lines to Delhi was cut. So at night, a group of sepoys, okay, they moved toward Delhi. So here you see that on 11th May, okay, they reached to Delhi, okay, at the Red Fort early in the morning, and it was the day of Ramzan, the Muslim holy months of prayer and fasting. So the last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Jafar had just finished his prayer and meal before the sunrise and the fast began. He heard the commotions, loud noise at the gates. The sepoy who had gathered under his window told him that they have come from Meerut after killing all the Englishmen there because they were asked to bite bullets that were coated with the fats of cows and pigs. So here when we talk about the immediate cause of the revolt was the use of this Enfield rifle. Okay, so this company had upgraded to the new patterns 1853 Enfield rifles. In the 1853 was the Enfield rifle, which used greased paper cartridge. In order to open the cartridge and load the rifle, soldier had to bite into the paper and tear it with the teeth. The greased were coated with the fats of cow and pig. So this has corrupted the faith of the Muslim and Hindu alike. So another group of sepoy also reached and they entered into Delhi, and the ordinary people of the city, they joined them. So same, the Europeans were killed. In the last number, it was clear that Delhi had gone out of the British. It has gone out of the British control. Some sepoy ride into Delhi fort. So they demanded the emperor, okay, to give them his blessing. Surrounded by the sepoys, Bahadur Shah Jafar had no other option but to agree on it. So you can see here the Delhi forts was seized and under the control of the sepoy. And later you can see the last Mughal ruler Bahadur Shah Jafar was made the leader of the revolt. So revolt thus acquired a kind of legitimacy here because it could now be carried on in the name of the Mughal emperor. So you can see on 12th and 13th May, North India remained quiet. So news spread that Delhi was seized by Sipai and Bahadur Shah was declared to be the leader of the revolt. Cantonment after cantonment in the Gangetic Valley and some to the west of the Delhi rose in mutiny. So there you can see that this revolts began in this region. Here comes a new topic: patterns of the rebellion. So what are the patterns of the rebellion? Here you can see the sequence of events in every cantonment followed a similar patterns. Okay, so as the news of the revolt that spread from one town to another town, the Sepoy they took up the arms and the mutinies began. So how the mutinies began? Okay, so if we talk about this mutiny began, the Sipai began their action with a signal. In many places it was the firing of the evening gun or the surrounding with bugle. Okay, so you can sounding with bugles. So they first seized the bell of arm, okay, and then plunder the treasury, and then they attack government buildings, the jail, the treasury, the telegraph office, the record rooms, the bungalows, burnings all records, everything and everybody that is connected with the white man became a target. Even you can see here there was a proclamations or announcement were made in Hindi, Urdu and Persians were put in the cities, calling upon the population, both Hindu and Muslim, to unite, rise and exterminate the Firangis. So when ordinary peoples they began to join the revolt, the target of attack widened. Here you can see the moneylenders and the rich peasants of Lucknow, Kanpur, Bareilly became the victims of great anger. Peasants not only saw them as oppressors but also as the supporter or allies of the Britishers. So in most places their houses were looted and destroyed. The mutiny in the Sepoy ranks quickly became rebellions. So where you can see ordinary people of the countryside also joined the revolt, and instead of the Britishers, the moneylenders and the rich peasants had to endure the agitations of the rebellion. So you can see there was a general resistance of all kinds of authority and you can see hierarchy. So you can see here that in the month of May and June the British had no answer to the action of the rebel. So individually the Britishers tried to save their own life. Okay, as British officer noted, thus collapsed like a house made up of card. So here when we talk about the source number 1, the ordinary life in extraordinary times. The extraordinary times here is the revolt. So a report published from Delhi, Urdu Akhbar, 14th June 1857, they wrote about the revolt and they produced a report from different cities tell us about during the month of the revolt. How did the people live through those months of disorder? So this here you can see what is there in the sources. So the same thing is true for the vegetable and the saag. People have been found to complain that vegetable was not available in the bazaar or in market, or potatoes and arvi were of stale and rotten. Okay, and you can see that was stored by the stalers or the kunjaras. Some produce reach to the posh area, but poor and middle class can only lick their lips and wash them instead of eating them. So there is something else that need attention which is causing a lots of damage to the people, which is that the water carrier have stopped filling water. Poor Shurfa, the noblemen, are carrying water in a buckets on their shoulders, and only then the necessary tasks such as for cooking and etc. that was taking place. The halal khor have become haram khor, and many you can see mohallas have not been able to earn for several days, and if this situation continue, then decay, death and disease will coming together to spoil the city, and epidemic will spread all over the city and adjacent area. So what we saw that during the revolt, one sections of the society, the working class, especially the labor class, they stopped working for several days. So the nobles had to work by their own. So the fear was that if the situation continued, there will be there would be deteriorations of health and life. Okay, so if we talk about the reasons, now we come to the patterns of the revolt. Okay, so here you can see the reason for the similarities in the patterns of the revolt in different places depends on its planning and coordination. So here it's become important the line of communication, okay, between the Sipai of different cantonment zone. So there was a communication between them. Okay, so here you can see the 7th Awadh irregular cavalry had refused to accept the new Carthage in early May. They wrote to the 48th native infantry that they had acted for the faith and awaited for the 48th order. So the sepoys or their messenger, they moved from one place to another. People were planning and talking about the revolt. So the patterns of the mutiny and the piece of evidence that suggests there would be some sorts of planning and coordination between whom? Between these sepoys or the cantonment. So raised certain crucial questions.